to say, you should hear it. Oh, I'm happy to make time for your feelings, but you have to admit I already do. Let's just break it down to you and me uptown, dancing all around till the disco ball pops. But I have to be me, and everyone can see your anger is misplaced. And I'm gonna tell ya, don't hate me 'cause I get attention. Don't turn me into what I'm not. I have to be me 24/7, and I ain't never gonna stop. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Oh, no, no, no. No, oh, oh, oh. And I ain't never gonna stop. Come on. Listen to me. I've tried so many times to tell you this is as good as I can be. Why isn't it enough to be faithful and also be the hit of the party? Let's just break it down to you and me uptown, dancing all around till the disco ball pops. But I have to be me, and everyone can see your anger is misplaced. And I'm gonna tell you, don't hate me 'cause I get attention. Don't turn me into what I'm not. I have to be me 24/7, and I ain't never gonna stop. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Never gonna stop. No, no.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to a brand new edition of the Global Online Quiz. My name is Julinka. I will be your quiz master today. And as always, I'm coming to you live from our studio in Eindhoven, the Netherlands. And you see the whole crew waving to you here. We've got my two favorite Guido's in the house tonight. Not one, but two Guido's. We also have Bob and Edwin behind the buttons, and the guys are going to be making sure everything runs smoothly on the technical end of things and on the chat. We've got players from all over the world joining us again today. On the chat so far, I've seen Israel, Brazil, South Africa, India, where it's midnight right now, I believe, Serbia, Canada, the Netherlands, Scotland, Ireland, Poland, Malta, Austria, Sweden, Germany, Romania, Belgium, and Denmark. And like I said, that's just what I have spotted on the chat so far. Before we get you started, guys, I'd like to ask you a favor, which is to hit the like button and to subscribe to our channel if you haven't done so yet. We're still trying to push our subscribes over 1,000, and that's going to help us unlock some features here on YouTube. And I think today might be the big day where we make that happen, because we are really close to 1,000. And of course, it's going to help you guys stay updated on all of our upcoming events. Today's quiz is the third one in a pilot of 5 quizzes that we're currently holding every other week. And what we're hoping is to keep up this frequency even after the pilot has ended. Of course, we need your support for that. If you can help us spread the word, let other people know, that would be amazing. And we've already decided to extend our pilot with at least one date, which is going to be November 7th. Before we get you started, I will, of course, explain what we'll be doing and how we will be playing for all you new players out there. Most important thing you need to know is that it's all about the fun today. You're going to be checking your own answers and keeping score yourselves. If you're playing in a small local competition, maybe with a few teams of friends, then we recommend swapping answer sheets after every round. It's great fun to be able to check each other's answers. If you want to share your team photos on social media, you can use this hashtag, globalquiz. And what you can also do, even better, is send your team photo directly to our studio. Edwin is ready behind the buttons to receive them. You can use our WhatsApp to do that. Our WhatsApp account can be accessed through this QR code and link. We're here in Eindhoven, in the Netherlands. It's 8:30 in the evening, it is dark outside, and it's raining. It's been a bit of a depressing day in that regard, though it started beautifully. But we'd love to know what things look like on your end of the world. So do share that in your team photo if you can. Perhaps it's still daytime where you are playing from. So we'd love for you to share your cool team photos with us to let us get an idea of where you are playing from. This QR code next to me here is going to take you to a website that will allow you to access the WhatsApp I just mentioned, but also it's going to help you submit your score at the end of the quiz, and you can also go there to make a contribution. At the end of the quiz, you'll be able to submit your scores, and we will be adding all of those into one big global ranking that's going to be shared on our website and on our socials. And we're going to do that on Monday, which is useful to know. It means you can still submit for 36 hours after this show has initially aired. Please note that we will only add you to that ranking if you submit through that official link. So don't forget to do that. And having said that, it is still great fun to see how you guys are doing throughout the game. So feel free to comment in the chat with your scores. Just don't forget to also make that submission official. If you guys have printed out our free answer sheets, now would be a great time to grab them because we're about to kick you off with round 1. If you haven't, don't panic, it's no problem. Any old sheet of paper will do nicely. Just grab a few pieces of paper and a pen, number them 1 to 10 from top to bottom, and you'll be good to go. There is one rule only, and that is a simple one. It's no Googling today, guys. The answers have to come from you and your teammates. Now, needless to say, I can't really come over there and check whether you're playing fairly, but I trust you all to do so, and it's so much more fun that way. Anyway, we're going to be playing a quiz in 6 rounds of 10 questions each. Some of those rounds are fast rounds, which means I don't do any talking at all. You just enjoy those with your team. Other rounds are general knowledge rounds where you do get the questions from me. We're going to finish on music, and I'll explain each round before we kick it off, of course. We're going to have breaks, 2 of them, a 6-minute one after round 2 and another one after round 4. That will allow you to refill your drinks and do what you need to do. So that's all your basic information. You know what you need to know to get you started, which means we'll kick you off with round 1. And the tradition is that is a picture round, and today is no exception. This time, the theme is local transport, international transport. You'll be shown 10 photographs of different modes of transport that can be specifically linked to one country, a single country. Some of these are super famous worldwide. I think some of them are slightly less well known. In every case, it will pay off to also look at the surroundings in the photograph we've selected. We made sure each photo is selected in such a way that can only lead to a single country. And there's only one correct answer. In one case, there is actually 2, but for your purposes, you're just going to go with one country on each of these photographs. You get to see each photo twice for 20 seconds on end, and then after you've seen them all twice, we'll give you 2 more minutes with the photos on screen in miniature so you can finalize your answers. I'm going to wish you all the best of luck. Don't forget, we need 10 countries on this round, and I'm going to start you off right now. Here it comes. All right, guys, so that concludes round number 1. But as promised, we're going to give you some time to finalize your answers before we reveal what they should have been. Here come your 2 minutes. We're going to put the miniatures up on screen, and I'll see you on the other end with the correct answers. Okay, guys, time to reveal the answers for round number 1. Meanwhile, on the chat, I'm seeing people from Estonia, Zimbabwe, Spain, Guernsey in the Channel Islands, Portugal, Bulgaria, Colombia, and Tajikistan even. Interesting, guys. Wow. Welcome, everyone, wherever you're playing from. And I think we even have a few players from the places we just saw in that round. If you're in a local competition, swap answer sheets now, because here they come, the answers for round 1. First up, we took you to Thailand. Tuk-tuks are a widely used form of urban transport in Bangkok and also in other Thai cities. Next up, we went to Germany. Opened in 1901, the suspension monorail, or the Schwebebahn, is the oldest electric elevated railway with hanging cars. Over 85,000 passengers use it every day to travel around Wuppertal in Germany. Next up, coconut taxis. These are a mode of transport in Havana, which is mainly used for tourists. So Cuba on this one. Bullet trains, known as Shinkansen, are a familiar sight in Japan. For number 5, the gondolas. I think this was perhaps not the most difficult one. Venice in Italy. Next up, a bit trickier perhaps, these are feluccas. They're traditional wooden sailing boats used on the Nile and the Red Sea in Egypt. If you're visiting Lake Titicaca, one of the best ways to get across is aboard iconic totora boats. These are fashioned from dried bundles of totora reed by people who live on the lake, and they resemble dragons. And this is the only one where we accepted 2 answers because Lake Titicaca can be either Peru or Bolivia, and you do find them on both sides of the lake. The iconic cable cars in San Francisco, the United States. And next up, we had a typical scene in Amsterdam where, just like in the rest of the Netherlands, everyone gets around on a bicycle. And canal boats in Amsterdam are very commonplace. We saw one of those in the background there. Last but not least, a bit of a trickier one, I think. These are wicker toboggans. They can be found on the island of Madeira, which is, of course, part of Portugal. Originating in the 19th century, this unusual transportation method started as a fast and a fun way of getting down the hill from Monte to Funchal. And you can slide down the 2-kilometer curved street, which takes about 10 minutes. And it looks like great fun indeed. So Portugal for that final one. We're going to give you a minute to jot up your score before we move on to round number 2. on the chat. I'm seeing some really high scores rolling in, actually. I'm seeing some 10 out of 10 marks even. I'm also seeing 7 out of 10, 8, 6, 9, but someone claims to have 12 points. Mino, I don't think so, Mino. Come on. There's a maximum of 10 on this round, but it looks like you enjoyed it. I'm so happy to see that, guys. And do keep sharing your scores with us on the chat. Guido loves to see how you guys have done after each round. Now, on to round number 2, which is our first round of general knowledge coming your way. And our regulars will know what the first question is. It's always fun with flags. This is not yet the question, but it is part of it. We're going to kick off this round with a flag brain teaser this week. What connects this flag to the ones I am about to show you? So try and figure out which flag this might be and what connects it to all of the flags we see here. So these 4 have a connection to the one I just showed you. Maybe write down what you know about these flags and see if something stands out for you. I'll give you a bit of time to debate this as a team. What connects all of these flags? On to question number 2, and I noticed Terry on the chat is saying, my dog is no help, all by myself. I got 4 out of 10. I think all by yourself, that's not too shabby at all. We will have to forgive your dog for not participating. On to question number 2. The Gotthard Base Tunnel, the world's longest and deepest railway tunnel, is opened following 2 decades of construction. Pokemon Go is released, breaking numerous records in terms of sales and revenue. Captain America: Civil War and Finding Dory are among the highest grossing films of the year. And the UK votes in a referendum to leave the European Union. In which year did all of that happen? So we've got the Gotthard Base Tunnel opening, Pokemon Go being released, Captain America: Civil War and Finding Dory in cinemas, and the UK votes to leave the EU. Question number 3 is our first picture connection of today's quiz. We always work in a few of these, and we usually have some video connections as well. We'll get to all of that. But here is our first picture connection. What connects all of these photos you see here? We're going to enlarge them for you so you can have a proper look at them. What connects everything and everyone you see in these photographs? I'm looking for one word or name or term. Question number 4 in the TV and film category. Who received an Oscar nomination for his performance as United States Navy SEAL Chris Kyle in the 2014 film American Sniper, and a further 7 Oscar nominations throughout the years, including Best Picture, Best Actor, and Best Adapted Screenplay. All of that was in 2019, by the way. So who played Chris Kyle in the 2014 film American Sniper and was nominated for a total of 7 further Oscars over the years? Next up, question number 5, which is our first audio question of today's quiz. We held a little poll on Facebook to see what types of music you guys would like to see featured on our quizzes. And one suggestion from Jeremy was third wave ska, which was oddly specific. And to be honest with you, Jeremy, we had to look into that a little bit. But we actually had a great time doing so. For this next question, we've lined up ska covers of popular songs. Can you name the original artist for each of them? So it's 3 third wave ska for the most part, definitely ska covers of popular songs. Name the original artist for each one. You get to hear them once and only once, so make it count. Here comes your first clip. Okay, I dare say that was a pretty easy one to get you started. Let's see if the next one sounds equally familiar. And one more to go, which is clip C. Name the original artist for this one.
And all the lights that lead us there are blinding. There are many things that I would like to say to you, but I don't know how. Because maybe you're gonna be the one that saves me.
I actually think that is a brilliant version of that song. I'll give you some time to debate all of that with your teammates. On to question number 6, which is yet another connection. We had so many creative connection ideas. We've worked in a few extra ones today. What name connects this former ATP #1 Russian tennis player and this painting by Jacques-Louis David? So what connects this former #1 Russian tennis player and the painting by Jacques-Louis David we see here? Another request that we've frequently seen on our socials is more brain teasers, please. So we've tried to come up with a few of those for you as well. And this is one of them. What is the only US state that can be spelled out using only the first half of the alphabet? Using the English spelling, of course. What is the only US state that can be spelled out using only the first half of the alphabet? Question number 8. When you hear of people taking their money to tax havens, places like Bermuda or even the Cayman Islands are often mentioned. But there's actually quite a few so-called tax havens in Europe as well. For half a point each, which 4 European countries are found on pretty much every list of the top 10 of worldwide tax havens? So which 4 countries in Europe are pretty much on every list, every top 10 list of tax havens? On to question 9. Which team recently booked their place in the Europa League group stage after a dramatic 24 penalty shootout to knock out Rio Ave? So Rio Ave is the top line we see on the screen here, but who finally came out on top after that dramatic 24 penalty shootout and thus secured a spot in the Europa League? Last but not least, we're going to finish on a video question, and this one is a connection. Once again, we always put a video connection on that first round of general knowledge, and this one is all movie related. So you're about to see 3 clips from rather iconic movies, I dare say. What connects all 3 of these clips? So what forms the connection? Let's have a look.
This is for fighting, this is for fun. This is my rifle, this is my gun. This is for fighting, this is for fun. This is my rifle, this is my gun. This is for fighting, this is for fun. This is my rifle, this is my gun.
I'm Spartacus!
I'm Spartacus.
I'm Spartacus!
I'm Spartacus.
I'm Spartacus!
I'm Spartacus. I'm Spartacus.
Spartacus!
Dave, do you mind if I ask you a personal question?
No, not at all.
I've wondered whether you might be having some second thoughts about the mission.
How do you mean?
Okay, guys, I think that was a pretty challenging second round. I can't wait to find out what you guys thought. I'll give you 2 more minutes to finalize your answers, and then I'll be right back to reveal them. Okay, that concludes our first round of general knowledge, our first mixed bag. If you're in a local competition, go ahead and swap answer sheets with one of the other teams. Here they come, the answers for round number 2. The flag brain teaser that we kicked the round off with. What connected all of these flags? The first one I showed you was the flag for Greenland. And then these are, of course, Ireland. We also have Iceland and New Zealand and Thailand. And that means they all ended in land. The Gotthard Base Tunnel was opened in the same year that Pokemon Go was released and Captain America Civil War came out, and the UK voted in that rather famous referendum. The year was 2016. If you were 1 year off in either direction, you can go ahead and award yourselves half a point. The connection between all 4 of these photos is that they all have an Eddie in them. Legendary musician Eddie Van Halen, who recently passed away at age 65. Eddie the Eagle, actor Eddie Redmayne, and finally Eddie the Dog from the show Frasier. The Oscar nomination for playing Chris Kyle in the movie American Sniper was for Bradley Cooper. Of course, 2019 was a big year for him as well, due to A Star is Born being received very well indeed. Number 5, the poll on Facebook gave us a third wave ska question. And the songs that were being covered were Aha's Take on Me. It was a song by Dexy's Midnight Runners and one by Oasis. The name connecting the ATP #1 Russian tennis player and the painting by Jacques-Louis David is Marat Safin, and the death of Marat is the name of the painting by Jacques-Louis David. The only US state that can be spelled out using only the first half of the alphabet, that's Alabama. Alabama. When you hear talk of tax havens, you would think Cayman Islands, Bermuda. But in the top 10, we also find ourselves with Ireland and Luxembourg and Switzerland and the Netherlands. We are also apparently a tax haven, though it certainly doesn't feel that way for me, I have to tell you. Number 9, the team which recently booked their place in the Europa League group stage. After this dramatic 24 penalty shootout, they were super, super happy. AC Milan, terrible as it was to watch, it is still a way off the longest penalty shootout. I had a quick look, and it turns out that was a clash in the Namibian Cup between KK Palace and the Civics, and it took 48 penalties. 48 penalties, guys. Oh my God. What connects all of the movies in question number 10? That was the man behind them, Stanley Kubrick. We had Full Metal Jacket, Spartacus in 2001, A Space Odyssey. And that concludes our first portion of the quiz. I hope you're still feeling optimistic. I think that was a bit of a tricky first round of general knowledge we threw at you. Let me know on the chat how you got on. I'll give you a minute to calculate your score, and then after that, we're going to go into a proper break. Wow, you guys, I'm seeing some really high scores on the chat so far, and that is encouraging to see because I thought we'd given you a really hard round for the first portion of the quiz, but it turned out pretty well, at least judging from what you've sent in so far. We're going to take a 6-minute break. When we return, we'll have loads more questions for you. In the second half of the quiz, I also have a really cool themed round coming your way. So enjoy your break. Here's a QR code if you want to visit the site where you can also make a contribution for the quiz, and we will see you soon. Welcome back, everyone. I hope you guys enjoyed that break. Before we move on to the next round, I would just like to take a moment to thank everyone who's already contributed for today's quiz. Some of you contributed even before the quiz had started, so you must have great faith in us. Thank you so much. And also to everyone who has chipped in during our previous quizzes. It's really heartwarming to see more and more people chipping in from all over the world. And we've had contributions from our own home country of the Netherlands, of course, but also from many other countries around the world. I'm looking at a small list here: Colombia, Czechia, Switzerland, Malta, Ukraine, Germany, France, Belgium, South Africa, all over Scandinavia, Austria, the US, Canada, Croatia, Bulgaria, Georgia, Israel. And that's, again, just a random selection, just like last time. We're super grateful to everyone for your support. And it makes us feel really hopeful that we can keep these quizzes up for you. The payment link, by the way, remains active. So it's not just active during the live stream. You can contribute at any time using this link. And it's been really great to see in the past weeks that people have actually been doing that, people who were re-watching the stream. If you're new to this quiz, let me just quickly explain the idea. Normally, what would happen if you take part in a public quiz is you would be asked to pay a few euros or a few dollars to join. And we hope you will do the same here in the digital realm if you indeed enjoy playing with us. Let's say you're on a team of 5, for example. What you might consider is making a €3 contribution each, so that would make a total of €15. If you're a group of students, you can, of course, pay less, pay anything you want. If you can afford to pay more and you want to, we've had some really generous contributions from several teams. Thank you so much for that. It's appreciated. If you could combine your contributions as a team, that's also great for us because it saves us a lot in transaction fees. So that's just our story. Please consider it if you are enjoying these quizzes and you want us to keep making them for you. And without further ado, I will take you on to round 3 now, which is another mixed bag one. I'm going to start this portion of the quiz with another mixed bag, and then the next one is going to be a very special themed round. We've had a lot of requests for this one, so I hope you're going to enjoy it. But first, this one is great fun too, general knowledge. Your first question on round 3. The city of Ouarzazate and its surrounding area are a noted filmmaking location. Movies such as Lawrence of Arabia, The Living Daylight, The Mummy, Gladiator, Kingdom of Heaven, and part of the television series Game of Thrones were all shot here. Ait Ben Haddou, a fortified village west of the city, is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. In which country can you find Ouarzazate? So in which country can Ouarzazate and Ait Ben Haddou be found? On to question number 2. In a moment, I'm going to give you 3 alter egos, and these are all alter ego names of famous pop artists. Who is the artist behind each one? Let's have a look. First up, I have A, Sasha Fierce, B is Ziggy Stardust, and C, the alter ego Star Boy. Who does that belong to? So name the 3 famous pop artists behind these alter egos for half a point each. On to question 3, which is another find the connection question. I think you know exactly what to do. We're going to give you a closer look at these 4 photos, and we want the connection between them. It could be one word or even multiple in this case, depending on how you put it down on the answer sheet. Question number 4. We have found not one, not two, but 3 mascots cheering on various teams in the FIFA World Cup. Which country is each mascot cheering for? Let's have a look at them. Which country is each of these mascots cheering for? So they're all cheering for FIFA World Cup teams. Which countries are they cheering on? And on to question number 5, which is a audio question in a way, but it's also a video one, actually. So we're going to have you looking at a video in a moment, which is a mashup of 2 Disney songs, which was another one of the requests we received on social media. I'm going to be looking at one video from a famous Disney song. But we'll be listening to the music for another one, hence the mashup. Can you name both of the movies these iconic songs were taken from? So name both of the movies. We're looking at one, but we're listening to another one. Here it comes.
All you gotta do is rub that lamp, and I'll say, Mr. Aladdin, sir, what will your pleasure be? Let me take your order, jot it down. You ain't never had a friend like me. Life is your restaurant, and I'm your maitre d'. Come on, whisper what it is you want. You ain't never had a friend like me. Yes, sir, we pride ourselves on service. You're the boss, the king, the shah. Say what you wish, it's yours, true dish. About a little more baklava.
For all you animal experts out there, here's a question for you. While many believe that the great wildebeest migration in Africa is the largest mammal migration on Earth, that's actually a common misconception. A smaller creature is responsible for a yearly migration that outnumbers the 1.5 million wildebeest many times over. What kind of animal is indeed responsible for the largest mammal migration on Earth? So it's often thought to be the wildebeest. In fact, it's a smaller mammal. Which mammal is responsible for that largest mammal migration? Question number 7. On the screen, we see a recently revealed movie title. This is a title for a sequel to a popular 2006 movie, but we've covered up 2 parts of the title. First up, the main title of the movie has been covered up, and finally, the name of a country has also been blanked out here. Can you name the movie and the country that's been covered up? Let's have a closer look at it, and I'll give you some time to debate this one. Question number 8. Shown are 4 logos. We've gone with all round ones this time around, and you guessed the question. Can you name the brand to match each one? So name the brand to match each of these 4 logos. They're worth half a point each. On to question number 9, which is about this house next to me here. It is actually a popular tourist attraction. Many people drive there just to get their photo taken with it. Why is this house so very famous? What makes this particular home so very famous and a popular tourist attraction? On to our video question for number 10. We're going to do another mashup. We've got 2 of them this round. We had the Disney one, and now we have a TV show intro mashup. So you'll be looking at the intro to a famous television show, but the music is not the music you're supposed to be hearing. It belongs to a different show entirely. Name the 2 shows for half a point each. Here it comes. And that is it for round number 3. We'll give you 2 more minutes to finalize your answers. I'm going to put those miniatures up on screen for you. And once again, I'll see you on the other end. Okay, guys, time to swap answer sheets if you're playing in a local competition. Here they come, the answers for round number 3. The city of Ouarzazate is in Morocco. Morocco is that famous filming location. The 3 alter egos for half a point each. Sasha Fierce is Beyoncé. Ziggy Stardust is, of course, David Bowie. And Starboy is The Weeknd. The connection between all 4 of those photos, I should point out that the feet in that bottom left picture belong to Guido, who's our moderator on the chat. And he is demonstrating a so-called goofy stance in skateboarding, which means you put your right foot on the skateboard rather than your left foot. So you're pushing off in the reverse way. Apparently that's the goofy way to do it. We also saw Mickey Rourke and Donald Trump and the planet Pluto. So I think you can see where we're going with this. The connection was they are all Disney characters. Disney characters. Next up are mascots cheering on various teams in the FIFA World Cup. Who were they cheering for? They were cheering for Brazil, Belgium, and Mexico. The mashup of 2 Disney songs. I was surprised at how well this actually worked, putting these 2 clips together. It seemed to fit beautifully. The first song was from Aladdin, and the other one was from Beauty and the Beast. Many believe that the great wildebeest migration is the largest mammal migration on Earth, but they would be wrong. There is another animal, and I would be very impressed if you got this, because this was a difficult question for sure. The correct answer is these little guys, fruit bats. Actually, they're not that little. Between October and December of each year, about 10 million of these guys descend into a tiny patch of evergreen swamp forest inside Kasanka National Park in northern Zambia from the Democratic Republic of Congo. And these are actually giant fruit bats, also known as flying foxes. Now, imagine 10 million of these guys, possibly even 15 million according to some researchers. That's an incredible 3 metric tons of bat coming your way. On the screen, we saw a recently revealed subtitle for a sequel to a popular 2006 movie. I can't wait to hear whether you guys got this. The movie is Borat, and the country, if you knew that bit, then it's easy, I think, Kazakhstan for half a point each. And here is the poster for that fantastic movie, which I, for one, can't wait to see. That's an interesting use for a mouth mask, that's for sure. The 4 round logos. Can you figure out the brand to match each one? That was our next question. Let's have a look at them. First up, Spotify. We also had Yamaha, we had MasterCard, and finally, Pepsi. The house from question number 9, that was also not the easiest of questions, though I think it is a really iconic house for the art lovers out there. This was doable, surely. This house was featured in the painting American Gothic in the backdrop, but it's a pretty iconic backdrop, I think. Do let us know on the chat if you got that. I'd be very impressed. And last but not least, the mashup for the television intros. The first one was Californication, and the music, that was from Twin Peaks. Half a point each once again. A maximum score on this round was 12 points, and I'll give you a minute to calculate how many you managed to get. Okay, guys, so before we move on to our next round, which is a themed round, we're going to switch the screen for a moment because we've received so many cool team photos and I would love to share them with you. Let's have a look at some cool team pictures now. Who do we have? Edwin, show me. Who are these guys? The Quarantine and Boo the Cat. Hi, Boo. Hi, everybody. Awesome. Team FTL. Wow, from loads of different countries. Welcome, guys, and out of harm's way from our very own Eindhoven here in the Netherlands. Who else have we got? Team Savio, Estonia. Oh, you're a handsome couple. And the Four Musketeers from Romania. Welcome on board, everyone. I think we have more still. Yes, the Wombats from Romania, the Weight Watchers from Eindhoven. Hi, guys. And Ian, hi, Team Exmouth from the UK. And we've got Team Sleeping Puppy. Oh, you do have a sleeping puppy, and he's adorable. From Sweden, Team Benny from South Africa, and Gally from Guernsey. Hi, guys, from Guernsey. Wow, how cool is that? Ooh, and more teams still. We've got the Quizzards of Oz from the Netherlands and Belgium. And we've got the Whiners from Dublin, Ireland. Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for sending in your team photos. We really love seeing how you guys are playing and where you're playing from. You can see on the screen the theme, and it may seem familiar because we did this a few quizzes ago, and it is back by popular demand. We received so many messages saying, can you please do that round again? We had so much fun figuring it out. In case you missed it, this is the answer smash. Allow me to explain what's going to be happening. I have an example question for you here. So this question says, a famous US horror or supernatural fiction author meets a movie monster resembling a large gorilla. And the idea of the answer smash is you combine two answers and there is something overlapping in the middle each time. So in this particular case, the answer would be Stephen King Kong. This is the same example we used last time, and I think it's a great way to explain how this round works. So hopefully if you know what are the answers, it's going to help you figure out the second half of the answer. But you only get points if you figure out the whole thing. So keep in mind that there's always a overlapping word in the middle. And I hope that will become clear as soon as we start playing. So I suggest we do just that. Here's your first question. An American architect and the father of organic architecture meets the American aviation pioneers who made history on December 17th of the year 1903. What could that be? So we've got an American architect meeting aviation pioneers. What might that answer smash be? Straight into number 2 we go. A 2003 American martial arts film in which a character called the Bride plays a key role meets the 42nd President of the United States. So we've got a martial arts film from 2003 meeting the 42nd President of the US. On to question number 3. The singer known as the Queen of Disco meets a hit song released in 1985, which may or may not refer to a sexual position. So the Queen of Disco meets a 1985 hit song. Question number 4. The author of such books as 30-Minute Meals and 15-Minute Meals meets a novel about characters such as Fagin and the Artful Dodger. The author of 30-Minute Meals meets a novel about Fagin and the Artful Dodger. Question 5. The city where many major companies, including Dropbox, Reddit, Airbnb, Pinterest, Yelp, Uber, and Twitter, are headquartered, meets a Spanish conquistador, best known for his expeditions that led to the Spanish conquest of Peru. So we've got a city where many companies have their headquarters, including Twitter and Uber, and that city meets a Spanish conquistador of Peru. Question number 6. A 1993 movie about a young boy and an endangered sea creature meets an eccentric chocolate factory owner. So 1993 movie about young boy and sea creature meets eccentric chocolate factory owner. Question 7. The sequel to Batman Begins meets a 1980s television show about a high-tech modern crime fighter and his car. The sequel to Batman Begins meets 80s TV show. Question number 8. The most populous city in the Southern Hemisphere meets an award-winning author from that same country it's in, who wrote The Pilgrimage, The Devil and Miss Prim, and many other award-winning works. So, most populous city in the Southern Hemisphere meets an award-winning author from Brazil. Question 9. A movie starring Brad Pitt and Edward Norton, Helena Bonham Carter and Meatloaf meets toasted bread with sliced cooked poultry, ham or fried bacon, lettuce, tomato and mayonnaise. What might that give us? And last but not least, question 10. The great bell of the striking clock at the north end of the Palace of Westminster in London meets a 1959 movie which was the most expensive film ever made at the time. Oh, you guys, Alexander says on the chat, we love this round. We love it too, Alexander. I hope you guys agree. We'll give you 2 minutes to finalize your answers, and then we'll go into the reveal, which I'm very much looking forward to. Right, everyone, swap sheets if you're in a local competition. Here we go with the answers for round number 4. So first up, we had that American architect and the aviation pioneers, and that was Frank Lloyd Wright brothers we were looking for there. Next up, the martial arts film meeting the 42nd President of the United States, Kill Bill Clinton, which is certainly not my advice to you. We wish you all the best in life, Mr. Clinton, but this was too good an answer to pass up. Number 3, the Queen of Disco is Donna Summer, and the song is Summer of '69. Donna Summer of '69. Number 4, the author of books such as 30-Minute Meals and 15-Minute Meals is Jamie Oliver, and that novel is Oliver Twist. Jamie Oliver Twist. The city where many major companies, including Dropbox and Reddit and Airbnb, are headquartered is San Francisco. And our man on the right there is Francisco Pizarro. San Francisco Pizarro for the point on number 5. Number 6, the 1993 movie about a young boy meeting an endangered sea creature and an eccentric chocolate factory owner in the mix gives us Free Willy Wonka. Free Willy Wonka. Number 7, the sequel to Batman Begins meets that 80s TV show, The Dark Knight Rider. That sounds like such a cool movie. They should just totally go ahead and make that. Number 8, the most populous city in the Southern Hemisphere is Sao Paulo, and the author is Paulo Coelho. Sao Paulo Coelho. Movie starring Brad Pitt, Edward Norton, and others, including Meatloaf, interestingly, meets that sandwich. That gives us a Fight Club sandwich. And last but not least, the final link was Big Ben-Hur. Ben-Hur was at the time, in 1959, the most expensive film ever made. Right, guys, so that was a total of 10 points. You could have earned 1 point each, but you had to have both answers for the point. I'll give you a minute to calculate your score, and do let us know on the chat how many you got. Wow, you guys, the scores I've seen on the chat so far are super high. I'm seeing one person, Martijn, says, I only got 3. Don't feel too bad, Martijn. The next round, you'll do better, I'm sure. But everybody else seems to be getting some really high scores on this round. Congratulations, guys. We're going to have another break. We'll return in 6 minutes with our final part of the quiz. We've got one more mixed bag round coming your way, and we're going to finish on a very special music round. You can use the QR code in the link to send us your team photos. We'd love to see them. You could also make a contribution. That would very much be appreciated. And we'll see you in 6 minutes from now. Welcome back, everyone. We're back with our final 2 rounds. I hope you guys are still having fun. As I told you guys earlier, and the regulars know this by now, but we like to always give a little shout out to our hometown of Eindhoven. Eindhoven, the Netherlands, that is where we are based. And Eindhoven is a leading center of technology, knowledge, and design. We love this city. We love living and working from here. And we hope you will pay us a visit sometime in better traveling days, of course. Not right now, but we hope to see you sometime in lovely Eindhoven. And here in Eindhoven, our company is number 42. What we normally do is we host custom quizzing events, such as the ones you see here for large live audiences. But of course, since COVID came to town in March, we had to do things a little bit differently. So what we've been doing for the companies that normally hire us for these large-scale events is online versions of them. So basically the same thing you're doing this evening, but tailor-made for your company, and with corporate questions and loads of fun things that make it really authentic and fit the company to a T. If you think that might be a great idea for the company you're working for, do feel free to get in touch with us. And now I think it's high time we take you on to round number 5. And my first question on round number 5 is a bit of a tradition on this quiz. We're going to play the anagram. Which country and its capital city are hiding in our anagram? So it's a country and the capital city of that same country. That's why there's one space, because you'll need that. It's not necessarily going to go in the same spot it is in now, but you've got one space. 2 words are what we're looking for: a country and its capital. Next up, it's movies for question number 2. I've got fictional animals lined up for you, 4 of them, or animals, not in all cases, but definitely fictional species. Let's leave it at that. We want the name of each one, so I'm not interested in the name of the movie they're from. We want the name of the actual species each creature belongs to. Let's have a closer look at them, and I'll give you 40 seconds to work on this one. Question 3. Not a picture connection this round, but it definitely is a connection I'm looking for on this question. Guido came up with a little geography brain teaser, and I'm going to share it with you guys. What connects all of the following capital cities? The capital of Bangladesh, the capital of Senegal, Indonesia, Turkmenistan, Turkey, Jordan, Poland, and Cuba, among others. My advice would be write them all down in the English spelling and see if something pops out at you. So what connects all of these capital cities? Try and write them down and see if you see something on the page there. Question 4. Which item's thickness is measured in so-called deniers? So which item's thickness is commonly measured in denier? What might that be? Question 5 is an audio question. We're about to play you the intro to a Grace Jones song called My Jamaican Guy. So that's clearly not the question. I bet you're wondering what is. You're going to be listening to a sample from this song, and that was it was sampled in a major hit song from 1996. What is the title of that song, and who was the artist? So let's listen very closely. Let's see if it sounds familiar. We're looking for the 1996 hit song that actually sampled the one you're about to listen to. Here it comes. Okay, guys, on to question number 6. One of the earliest reports of this drink comes from Orson Welles, who was working in Rome in 1947, and he wrote the following about it. The bitters are excellent for your liver, and the gin is bad for you. They balance each other. Which Italian cocktail made by mixing 1 part gin, 1 part vermouth rosso, and 1 part Campari was he describing? So which Italian cocktail might that be? Question 7. The Broncos, like a handful of other NFL teams, are only allowing a limited number of fans to attend their games in person this season. But they found a creative way to fill a large number of empty seats. During a recent game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, one of the end zones at Mile High Stadium was filled with 1,800 characters from Comedy Central's popular show South Park. The show is set in the same US state that's home to the Broncos. Which state is that? I guess this is a bit of an easier one for our North American players, perhaps a bit more challenging for the European ones. So South Park is set in the same state that is home to the Broncos. Which state is that? The theme is art, as you can see with question 8. Can you name the 3 artists for this artwork face mashup? So we've got eyes, a nose, and a mouth, all from different famous works of art. Can you name the artist behind each one? Question 9. What we have here are several so-called quills, which grow in varying lengths and color depending on a certain animal's age and species. In this particular case, they came from the South African version of the animal. And this animal can be found in Southern Europe, in Asia and Africa. And a different family of the same creature lives in North and Northern South America. What animal did these quills come from? Which animal did these quills come from? Last but not least, we're going to finish on a video question. And as international travel is a bit tricky these days, we're going to travel virtually instead. My question to you is, which country are we visiting in the following short video? We're going to see scenery from the capital and some other iconic places around the country. Which country are we visiting here? Let's have a look. Okay, that concludes round number 5. I'll give you your 2 minutes with the miniatures up on screen, and then we'll go to the answers. Before we go to the answers for round number 5, we've received a few more team photos that I would love to share with you guys. Let's have a look at the team photos that have been submitted in the last couple rounds. Ooh, silver something, sorry. Oh, silver bullets. There we go. The logo is on top of your team name. From Arizona, does it say? And Nashville in the US. Hi, guys. Welcome. So cool that you could join us from sunny Nashville. Gnocchi Uzalzet, I'm sure I'm saying that all wrong, from Malta. And the Stew Crew from Leuven. And Wasabi from Bulgaria. Welcome, everybody. That's a cool GIF. Room for Seconds from Canada. Hi, Amanda. And Mr. Worldwide and his friends from Colombia, Denmark, and Russia. Welcome, guys. The Truffle Twisties, Malta once again. We've got so many teams in Malta. The Baseliners, Netherlands, Brazil, India, Macedonia, UK, Japan, and Festival at Home in the Netherlands. Wow. Hi, guys. Oh, look at this team, Dictatorship. Well, this looks like a fun dictatorship. And I think you guys are from Serbia. I couldn't see it on my screen here, but I do now. Serbia. Welcome, Serbia. Hope you guys are having fun. Right, guys, it's time to reveal the answers for round 5. Swap answer sheets if you're in a local competition, and get your pens ready if you're checking your own answers as well, of course. Here they come. The country and its capital that we're hiding in our anagram. Austria, Vienna, Austria. The fictional animal races from movies were worth half a point each. We have the porgs from Star Wars, the hippogriff from Harry Potter, the faun from Pan's Labyrinth, and the xenomorph from Alien. And this time it wasn't a picture connection for number 3, but we asked you what connects all of those capital cities. Well, your first job was to figure out which capital cities we were looking for. And if you manage to make this little list here, then you will notice that there's one vowel and one vowel only in all of them, which is the letter A. So if you manage to figure that out, I think that is very impressive indeed. The item's thickness, which is measured in denier, that was our question for number 4. And here we have the item, stockings. Pantyhose or stockings are measured in denier. So 20 denier is really thin ones, for example, and 80 denier, that's like proper winter ones. Number 5, the intro for the Grace Jones song. We're going to listen to the clip that used the sample. Let's have a listen to that now.
I'm the player that you're talking about.
But do you really think that you can work it out?
I guarantee you, shorty, it's real. Baby, stick it out. Here comes the man of steel.
I'm doing it well.
LL Cool J doing it. Half a point each for the song title and the artist there. Next up, we asked you about that drink. That was also not the easiest cocktail we've ever asked you about, I don't think. The bitters are excellent for your liver. The gin is bad for you. They balance each other, said Orson Welles about the Negroni. Next up, the Broncos. The Broncos are from Denver, and if you know that, it might help you get to Colorado, which is also where South Park is set. Beautiful Colorado. The 3 artists for the artwork mashup. Again, half a point each on this one. Andy Warhol for the first one. Sandro Botticelli for the nose. And Da Vinci's Mona Lisa gave us the mouth. And the nose is from Botticelli's Venus, in case you were wondering. The quills for number 9 came from which animal? They came from the porcupine. And there's loads of different versions of this animal, like I mentioned. So this is the Cape porcupine, also known as the South African porcupine. But there's also this one, the Malayan porcupine. And this little guy is the North American porcupine. So porcupine would have done nicely, though. And here you see the Dutch name for the animal, which is stekelvarken. And we played this little game last time where we asked you for your names when we did the same thing with a platypus. So what name is given to this animal in your country? Let us know on the chat. I'm dying to find out what your name for porcupine is. And of course, if you put it in the local country name, you can just quickly check whether you got that right and award yourselves a point if you didn't know the English name. Now you do. It's porcupine. And the country, finally, from that video question for number 10, that was beautiful Romania. We saw Bran Castle, which is also known as Dracula's Castle, towards the end of the video there. So now I'll give you 1 minute to calculate your scores before we then move on to our final round of the quiz, and that is, of course, music coming your way next. Oh, you guys, I am loving all the different words for porcupine flooding in on the chat. In Czech, it's dikobraz. Yes, I knew that one, having been born in Czechia, actually, dikobraz, but I'm seeing so many other cool ones. I'm going to try and make a little list and share that with you later. But for now, let's focus on the music round, which is our final round of today's quiz. I mentioned that poll that we held on Facebook earlier, and we had a very clear winner in terms of the genre that you guys wanted to see more of on the music round. So we decided to make a bit of an exception this time, and the whole music round is classic rock songs. And they're really iconic ones, so even if you're not a massive classic rock fan, I think you'll be okay on this round. You should still be able to get a solid score on it. As always, we want the title as well as the performing artist or band. In this case, I think it's all bands, actually. Half a point each for every artist, half a point each for the song title, so 10 points are waiting to be earned. You get to listen to each clip once and only once, so make it count. You'll have 20 seconds of deliberation time after it's played before it then automatically goes to the next one. So I won't do any talking, I'll just let you enjoy this round in peace. So here it comes. Don't forget, titles and artists is what we are looking for. And I hope you guys enjoy it.
Was a
Stuck around St. Petersburg when I saw it was a time for a change. Killed the Tsar and his ministers. Anastasia screamed in vain.
Just a small town girl living in a lonely world. She took the midnight train going anywhere.
Okay, guys, that concludes the music round. Judging from your reactions on the chat, this was very much a you love it or you hate it round. We thought it would be cool because so many people asked for classic rock, but we certainly won't be doing a themed music round like this next time. I promise you that. We have heard you guys. And I hope you got a few at least. I'll give you 2 more minutes, as always, of course, to finalize those answers and make the most of it. And then I'll be back to reveal them. Oh, you guys, I'm loving your responses on the chat here. I'm getting all sorts of crazy suggestions for what we should do next time. I think my favorite suggestion so far is Finnish death metal played by fairies in moonlight only. I can't make any promises on that one, guys. But thank you for all the suggestions. We will definitely try to work them all in, though we will probably be going for a nice mixed round, so there's something for everyone again next time. I do see loads of people who think this was a relatively easy round also, so I'm happy to see that as well. Before I reveal the answers, I've received so many new words for that animal that I want to share with you, the porcupine. We've got, it's a pigsvin in Swedish, a porcspinos in Romanian, porcepic in French, okasiga in Estonian, percusorspinos in Romanian, grivesto bodlevo prase in Bulgarian. We've got a puercoespin in Spanish, dikobras, which is the same as in Czech, in Croatian, hulepinsvin in Danish, stachelschwein in German, porcospino in Italian, Eastervark in Afrikaans, and porco espino in Portuguese. Okay, we learned something today, that much is certain. On to the answers for the classic rock round, and I feel really bad for the gentleman who said I just put Pink Floyd for all of them, just in case, and I was going to put a Pink Floyd song, but then I didn't. I'm so sorry, sir. The first one was Boston, More Than a Feeling. Next up, Led Zeppelin, Whole Lotta Love. Freebird from Lynyrd Skynyrd was number 3, and Smoke on the Water, Deep Purple for number 4. REO Speedwagon's Keep On Loving You for number 5, and number 6 was Foreigner, Waiting for a Girl Like You. 7 was Toto, Stop Loving You. Number 8 was the Rolling Stones, Sympathy for the Devil. Number 9, Van Halen, Jump, another ode to Eddie Van Halen today. And for number 10, Journey, Don't Stop Believing. And that concludes our quiz for today. I'll give you a minute to calculate your score because I really love to see how you guys did on the chat in a moment. So take some time to calculate your music round score, and I'll see you in 1 minute from now. Okay, guys, I hope you managed to calculate your score. The maximum final score you could have achieved today was 65 points. Our next quiz will be on October 24th. And the QR code slide is going to stay on the screen after the quiz has ended. You're going to be able to share your score with us through the code, and you can add your score to that official ranking. So do share it with us on the chat now, but don't forget to also make it official. And like I said, the ranking will not be published until Monday. So even if you're re-watching this show in the first sort of 36 hours after it's aired, you can still add your final score to that global ranking. You can use the link to make a contribution. Please consider doing so if you want us to keep going with the quiz. Let us know in the comment section how you guys enjoyed yourselves, and more importantly, if you had fun. It would be a great help if you can spread the news, because we need more players if we really want to make this a successful, steady event. Please also like and subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't done so already. From the studio, I'd like to thank you all so much for joining us. We're going to say goodbye to you now, guys. Thank you very much wherever you're playing from. I wish you a great afternoon or evening and a great rest of your weekend. We look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks from now. That's going to be October 24th, when we return with a brand new quiz. Thanks from us, and we look forward to seeing y'all soon.
to say, you should hear it. Oh, I'm happy to make time for your feelings, but you have to admit I already do. Let's just break it down to you and me uptown, dancing all around till the disco ball pops. But I have to be me, and everyone can see your anger is misplaced. And I'm gonna tell ya, don't hate me 'cause I get attention. Don't turn me into what I'm not. I have to be me 24/7, and I ain't never gonna stop. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Oh, no, no, no. No, oh, oh, oh. And I ain't never gonna stop. Come on. Listen to me. I've tried so many times to tell you this is as good as I can be. Why isn't it enough to be faithful and also be the hit of the party? Let's just break it down to you and me uptown, dancing all around till the disco ball pops. But I have to be me, and everyone can see your anger is misplaced. And I'm gonna tell you, don't hate me 'cause I get attention. Don't turn me into what I'm not. I have to be me 24/7, and I ain't never gonna stop. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Never gonna stop. No, no,